So one of my goals here at Eisei-en is to work with the best up-and-coming bonsai related artists from around the world, whether that be other bonsai professionals, ceramicists, scroll painters, doesn't matter. I want to source the best art from around the globe to have here at Eisei-en to pair with our trees. So with that in mind, over the last few months, I've been working with a friend of mine, Patrick Luthi from Switzerland, to build some ceramics for us here at the garden. His ceramics have just arrived in these boxes here in the back of the van. So we're going to take these into the workshop, pop them open, and see what it's all about. This is one of the most exciting parts about being a bonsai professional in today's day and age, because you get to work with all of these amazing artists from around the world that are also inspired by the bonsai of Japan. So without further ado, let's take these into the workshop and pop them open. So as you can see, we've got everything unboxed here on the floor, and I am absolutely blown away by the quality of these pots in person. Patrick had sent me, photos of these pots, obviously before he sent them over here, but the photos didn't do them justice at all. As a matter of fact, the glazing just doesn't come across right in the pictures, but when you see this in person, it is absolutely mind-blowing. So there are a few pots in here that I think I'm actually probably going to keep for my personal collection. In particular, this guy right here, this cantilevered pot. I was a big fan of this coloration that Patrick put together. It has kind of a copper, like an oxidized copper feel to it. And this being such a well-built cantilever pot, I'm gonna keep this for my private collection here. But a lot of these other pots we are gonna have up on our website here shortly. So I'll put a link in the description down below to that, so you can bounce over there and check these out and maybe add one of these to your private collection. So of course, lately here at Eisei-en, we've been getting into our repotting season, making sure that we're transferring trees that are in need of repotting to new containers, or putting trees in pots for the exhibition later this year, the national show in September, just making sure that everything is prepared and ready for that. With all of that though, I've been working on some interesting kind of new projects here at Eisei-en, and this is one of those projects right here. This is a penjing style planting that was inspired by my friend Zhao Laoshi. You guys might know him as Brook Zhao. He wrote the book Penjing Worlds of Wonder. I did a demonstration alongside him at the World Convention in Saitama, and this is something that he builds on a regular basis, and I've always been inspired by his work. Growing up seeing his book, I actually carried his book around in middle school and high school and got picked on quite a bit for doing so. But I always really loved the way that he put things together. So I thought we'd try our hand at it here at Eisei-en. So I've used lace rock here. I've kind of built a couple of little islands, and we've planted on some dwarf contorted sakura or cherry trees, and they're actually in full bloom right now. So I think it's got a really cool effect. If you guys are interested in trying to build something like this out, we do have these sakura available on our website for sale. Just keep in mind we can only ship within the continental United States, but they are for sale if you guys want to try putting something like this together. We're also right in the midst of doing our normal spring dance where we have to bring all of our deciduous trees in that have already leafed out when the temperatures drop down. We've been in the 60s to lower 70s for the last few days here, and of course everything is popped open at this point. But tonight we're dipping down to about 33 degrees or 1 degree Celsius. So I'm a little concerned about leaving these guys out just in case they weren't exactly accurate with the temperature and we drop below freezing. We could run into some frost burn on some of these trees. So this is something we'll have to continue to do into at least mid-April until we get past the last possible frost date. But it's just part of owning a bonsai nursery and just doing bonsai as a hobby here in the Southeast.